2, 1.
Hello.
Welcome, guys, to another edition of the BS, Behavioral Science of Entrepreneurship podcast. This is where we find out how to grow our business more profitably and faster, at a faster pace, guys. So today is going to be no different at all. Please, I don't even have the fire extinguisher. I think we need the fire extinguisher.
For what?
It's going to be a fire.
It's going to be hot.
Let's talk about
Hot.
She's like, for what?
It is going to be hot up in here.
It's getting hot in
Yes,
here.
fellas. Hey, look, I'm the luckiest man in America right now. We are getting ready to go to another
Because he's got
level.
these 3 fine women
Yeah,
sitting up here
Frankie's
with him.
Angels,
He
ladies.
is the luckiest man.
And one of them is his wife.
Yes. Look, I drink to that.
Yes.
I will drink to bang.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm producer too. And say, yeah, you too, Miss Producer.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, but I'm your partner, Frankie P.
Tracy P.
Maria P.
And I am going to do the proper introduction for the maybe 2 people out of the maybe a couple of million who don't know. Our special guest today is a CEO, an entrepreneur, a mother, a wife. She does it all. When I say does it all, she does it all. Coaching, everything. She does it all. So I want you to put your hands together right now for Black Women Lifestyle CEO, Miss Vicki Irvin. Woo! You say, no, stop.
That's too much.
What was that lady name? Not Dolly Parton, Sally Field. They like me, they really like me. But woo! So yeah, welcome, Vicki. I appreciate you taking off the time to come and just spend some time with us, and just drop a couple of nuggets on us, please. So, but for those who don't know, like I said, we probably have a couple of million people who know who you are. But for those two people who don't know who Vicki Irvin is, please let them know who is Vicki Irvin.
Yeah, so those people you're talking about, I mean, there's
Oh,
a lot
okay.
of numbers. I'm a business coach for entrepreneurs, and I've been doing this since about 2006. Recently rebranded, but still doing some coaching, but recently rebranded to the Black Woman Lifestyle from the Superwoman Lifestyle. People know my brand as the Superwoman Lifestyle,
okay.
but I recently rebranded to Black Woman Lifestyle because guess what? I was ended up working with mostly Black women. So hey, guess what? It's all about the Black Woman Lifestyle now, right?
Yeah.
So it's a health and wellness company that focuses on supplements and products designed specifically for Black women.
Okay.
Fitness, even when I had a different brand, has always been a part of my life. Healthy eating and living, because I feel like before you can even get to the business part, you got to focus on your health and how you feel. You know how it is to get your hair done. You're feeling good about yourself. So beauty's always been a big part of for women. So I kind of shifted my focus and rebranded, and I'm still kind of doing the same thing. Some stuff new, rebranded my cosmetic line to Black Women Lifestyle Cosmetics, which I've had for like 10 years now. When I look, I'm like, oh my God, it's been a long time, I didn't even realize it. So I kind of wanted to make it into more of a lifestyle brand. But the marketing, the sales, and all the nuggets you're talking about, it applies no matter what I'm doing. Because at heart, I'm a marketer. No matter what I'm doing or what the brand is, at heart, it's all about marketing no matter what your business is.
So when you initially got started, and obviously you weren't born an entrepreneur, what led you to go into entrepreneurship? Because I believe you were in the government initially.
I wasn't in the government. I was in human resources.
Okay.
I was in human resources. That's my field. That's what my master's degree is in. But I married somebody who was into entrepreneurship.
Oh,
so that
okay.
can be like night and day when you're working a 9 to 5 with an entrepreneur. Because, you know, the entrepreneurs are like, oh my God, I can't believe you're working a 9 to 5. And they're trying to indoctrinate you into their lifestyle or whatever. And I kind of got dragged into some mastermind meetings. Because, you know, it's always the messenger. You don't want to listen to your spouse or he's telling you to do this, that, or the other. So it's like, okay, get in a room full of other people. doing what I'm doing, and then the message sounds different, even when they're telling me the same thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I left like, I want to be an entrepreneur. All of a sudden, I want to be an entrepreneur. So when people ask me like, how do I get my white? I was like, take them. You can't hear it from you. It's got to be somebody else. So that's kind of how I got exposed to it. And the people that I learned from, and my mentors, and the people that I came up with, were all about marketing. They're like, whatever you already do, we already know you're good at that. Property manager, you're already good at that. You need to work on marketing and get more clients.
Right.
And so when you focus on that as a business owner, that's kind of how you thrive. It's not about getting another degree or another certification or trying to prove to people how good you are at what you already do. That's your craft. We already know you're good at that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the marketing, because if we don't get clients, we don't make sales. We don't have customers, we don't make sales. And if you don't know how to do that, then you're just like a great property manager or a great this or a great that with no
Right.
clients or
And nobody
customers,
knows.
right? So I always consider myself, no matter what I'm doing, a marketer at heart. And I try to tell my clients the same thing. Focus on marketing. Like 95% of your business should be focused on getting more clients and customers.
Mm. Good.
So how do you get all the rest of the work done?
You have to have a team. And you have to believe that team can do what you do.
Right.
Half the time you procrastinate on that because you don't believe anyone can do anything as good as you.
Right.
It's like we got to get over ourselves in that aspect, because people, they may not be getting be as good as us, but we have to train them. You find somebody who's worth training, and they make some stumbles and bumbles, you correct them, and pretty soon they can take your place. But you have to find the right person. And I know that's not the easiest thing in the world, and no one's going to do anything exactly like you.
Right.
But you only stunt your own growth if you stay stuck in the belief that I have to do this day-to-day stuff because no one can do it as good as me. You stay stuck. Your money doesn't
Right.
go up, and you just drive yourself crazy.
So I had an example of that today. The young lady that I am, Sine, that I'm mentoring, is trying to put into this position, property management position, because I need to step out of that role. She called me today and said, did so-and-so finish the estimate for the client? And I said, I've already talked to the client and he hasn't done the estimate, blah, blah, blah. She says, well, you could have given that to me. And I said, well, your client, because I gave her the client, I said, she called me and I really didn't know, where you were, what your position was at the time. So I just went on to answer the question, but I wish you'd take this off my hands. So at that point I felt a little uneasy. I'm like, why is this woman calling me? Because I gave her to someone else, but she continues to call me, and I've tried to step out of it and let her handle it. So I don't understand why this lady is still calling me.
Yeah.
And how do you? I probably know how to do it. Just call, just talk to her and say, hey, Sinead's out of. I could have said Sinead's out of town, but I'll have her call you. But the sense of urgency that I felt like I needed to take care of it at that time. So.
And she didn't know Sinead was back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sinead is back.
Yeah, I remember like when I first moved to the area, I was about 22, 23 years old, and I was put in charge of a large government contract.
Mm-hmm.
And the women that I worked with, they were all Black, African American, female bosses. They kind of gave me like all this responsibility at a young age. I was hiring, like if you needed a job, I was the go-to girl. Like I was like, who needs a job in the city? I was like running the city. And to have that much power at such a young age, a lot of people would have been like, she's too young to handle that. But they gave it to me and they allowed me to do it. And when people would try to circumvent me because of my age or how young I was, well, I need to talk to your boss, they would send them right back to me. They would send them right back to me.
And that's how it's supposed to
And
be
that's
done.
how it's supposed to be
That's
done.
the respect.
That's the respect.
Yeah.
And you start to train people how to treat you type of thing. And when they saw that, okay, well, this little young girl is going to be the head boss, then I got to respect her or whatever.
Right.
So all that kind of comes into play.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to have.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Well, looking at some of the trials, some of the tribulations that not most, but all entrepreneurs kind of go through, that day-to-day struggle, that grind, when the trying to worry about when is the next dollar going to come, when is that next sale is going to happen. How do you deal with those type of days?
Yeah. There's plenty of those. But it's definitely understanding. When you get into entrepreneurship, we try to teach people that that's gonna be a part of the business. If you want the perceived security of having a paycheck every week, that's for the 9 to 5. We already know that's not guaranteed either. But when you have to hustle for every single dollar that you're getting, you have to keep your mind really strong. Part of it is surrounding yourself with other entrepreneurs who understand the struggles you're going through. Otherwise, you feel like you're in a vacuum by yourself and you can go down a serious hole of depression.
Right.
Because I think what we see, especially today with social media, we see this false pretense that everyone's business is just sailing along just fine. Everyone just posts their wins, but no one posts their failures. So you start to think, look at all these people doing good, and I'm over here struggling, or I'm having a bad day. These people seem to be just posting all their great whatever. And that's just not reality. It's not reality. So you have to be surrounded by a group of entrepreneurs who are honest, who don't mind telling the stories about their failures, because they're all failing, they're just not showing. Right? And that's, I don't care how good you make anything look on social media, everybody's failing at something behind the scenes from time to time. You can't be an entrepreneur without failing. And failure is not a bad word. It's just like a roadblock that shows you this is the wrong way to go, so you need to redirect yourself. So if you start to understand that the minor setbacks and the no's that you get, or when this goes wrong or this goes wrong, it's just telling you to do it a different way. Don't keep doing what's not working, right? Because that's crazy. That's the definition of insanity, right? It's just telling you this isn't it. Redirect and go another way. Some people take these no's or these failures or these setbacks or this client told me no, this person wouldn't sign up with me, this person wouldn't sign up with me as a failure, and it's not. Change the way you do your closing pitch. You know, there's something to always tweak as an entrepreneur. It's always tweaking and perfecting and starting over. It's never going to be cookie cutter. It's the same thing is going to stop working after a while. You're going to have to come up with something new. And as long as you understand that, you're better equipped to like, okay, you don't go into the depression. You're like, okay, this isn't working. Let me make a switch real quick.
What I was listening to a speaker and kind of said something similar to what you said. Because whenever, and that's why you always have to kind of tweak your marketing. Because the people, whenever you marketing initially and you coming up with an idea, those people who jump on the idea of your business, and that's your marketing, is this is what we're going to do, those type of people have a certain character, a certain personality. After a certain amount of time, when it gets to everyone else is doing it, they want to jump off the bandwagon. Because they don't want to do what everyone else is doing. They want to look for the next big thing that's coming. And then you have to gear your marketing towards, okay, we have a platform here that's successful. And then you can come in, because those people, they're kind of scared to come in on the front end. But they will come in after you have. So have you seen that in your business? And how have you dealt with the people coming in your business and out of your business?
There's always going to be people mirroring what you're doing or seeing what you're doing, like you're saying, and jumping on an idea or this, that, or the other. That's just a part of life. I think what separates the people who do that from the others is that if you're visionary and you're innovative and you come up with something, you put a structure in place to make it work. People only see what you put out there. They don't know what makes the back end of it work. So that's kind of short-lived, and you never want to be the person just watching to see what this person is doing. I want to do this next, and I want to do this next, because it's going to fail at some point, because you don't know what it takes behind the scenes to make that, what I'm putting out there. It's all about the back end marketing that people don't see. That's making the front end look good. So if you're just copying what you see on the front end, it's not going to work anyway. So I never really worry about that. They don't know like, oh, nice, I stood up to make this happen. They don't know what's happening behind the scenes. So just trying to, like, you have, that's what I'm saying. It's specialized knowledge. And specialized knowledge is something that no one can ever take from you. That's why I always talk about being the marketer first. You can have an idea, but it's about knowing how to execute the idea and knowing what to do behind the scenes to actually make it work. Everybody has great ideas, but can you make it pop? And if you don't have the knowledge, you haven't invested to get the knowledge and study the marketing and do the right things, and it's not on YouTube. No, it's not. Oh, I can get that from YouTube. I can just go to YouTube. Good luck, because if all we took was YouTube, we'd all be balling out and be billionaires now, right? It doesn't work that way. Some people put out on YouTube, it's just enough to get you excited, but they're not giving you the back end on YouTube for free, right? So as long as you work on specialized knowledge in the market, this is why I tell people, but people who can lose everything and start all over again and rebuild in another industry or whatever, it's because they have the specialized knowledge of marketing. It doesn't matter the industry. It's the marketing. That's why I push everyone to focus on the marketing in their business. Because if you know how to market, people will partner with you from all different industries that you don't know anything about. A dentist, a doctor will partner with you because they have the specialty, but you have the marketing.
Right.
So it's a valuable skill set that I push people to focus on all the time.
How did you go about? Was it just trial and error? Was it something that you had a mentor, or how did your marketing prowess come to be?
Yeah, it's mentorship. It's learning from people who have been there, done that. Like very rarely is a person who's going to come up with something great on their own and just make it work. That happens every now and again. But if somebody's already done something and has a proven model and blueprint that works, why would you try to do something different?
Right.
If they're telling you follow A, B, C, and D, then follow A, B, C, and D and get the same result they did.
Right.
Because you'll see people go, I'm just going to do A and B.
Because I think I have a better idea.
I think I got a better idea. And then when it doesn't work, they're like, what happened? This didn't work. It's like, you didn't follow the model.
Well,
What?
did you do
What
this?
did you do? C, D, and E?
Right.
No. So yeah, it's not about me making up anything, different. I'll give you an example. When I first, came out in the real estate investing industry, I had a huge real estate investing program in the area. I had just learned real estate investing, and all real estate investing strategies and ideas are the same. Everyone's doing the same methods of real estate investing. But it was the marketing that I put behind it. It was the branding and the marketing and how I positioned myself in the marketplace. So there were people who were investing in real estate way longer than me, who were so mad when I hit the scene because I put some jazz on it. I was like the real estate, I called myself the real estate investing queen. And so when people came out, it's like, who you want to learn real estate from? Real estate 101 or real estate investment queen? They were like, we want the queen, baby. So it's just the little stuff like that that you do to differentiate yourself.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Because I recall that you guys had started up, and I literally remember hearing some of the the real estate investors who had been in it for.
They were big mad.
Yes.
Everybody like, she calls herself a queen. They were writing blogs. I was like, oh my God, everybody's so mad at me.
So how did you deal with the hate?
I don't care. Cheers to not caring what people think. I don't care. Like if I have the ability to genuinely teach someone something that can change their life, and they can take the knowledge that I give them and profit from it, then I've done my job.
Right.
My job is not to worry about the fact that someone's upset that I'm out marketing them, or they feel like, oh, well, why is everybody going to her real estate investing seminar? She just started. I've been doing this for 10 years. Well, because you're boring.
Right.
I don't care,
Nobody's going to see
I mean, and to be an entrepreneur and put yourself out there, which holds a lot of people back because people are afraid of the gossip or the hate from not only competitors but their own family members. When you start making money, the whole 9 yards, you really have to develop a thick skin, because I can't tell you the thousands and millions of people who aren't going forward because they can't deal with the scrutiny from people saying they changed, or why are you saying this, or why are you saying that? It's literally holding so many people back from greatness.
Don't you know how hard it really is?
Yeah, I hate to see people holding themselves back in life off of people who don't have any, they don't put money in your pocket, they don't put food on the table, they're not going to send your kids to college. To give that much power to people who don't affect your life in any way, we can't do that anymore. We can't do that anymore.
Ooh. Did you bring the fire extinguisher?
I did.
Oh,
I'm about to get it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna pay this bill real quick. This next segment is brought to you by Prime Resource, the property management company that helps you need.
It's more than a property management company.
Yes, the service you trust.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Real estate. It's Prime Resource Realty and Property Management.
There it is.
There you go.
Okay. Yes, it's a new brokerage company. Welcome.
All right. Let's jump back into the next segment. All right. So now you're going along. You had this. Oh, let's talk about rebranding yourself, making yourself the revitalization of a new person. When did that idea come about, and what were the first 3 steps you took to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to rebrand from it was SWL, correct?
Yep.
It was from
Superwoman Lifestyle.
Superwoman Lifestyle to Black Woman Lifestyle.
Yeah.
What was your mindset on tweaking that, and what was the first 3 steps you took?
Okay, so the mindset was, I was telling the ladies earlier, was that after coaching and throwing, live events, and people were flying into my events, and it was my Extreme Women Entrepreneurs event. It's a 3-day event. People were flying in from everywhere to come to the event. It was an annual thing. We've been doing it for 10, 11, 12, 13 years. And I realized that, it was a superwoman lifestyle. I never specifically marketed to Black women, but that was who was coming to me because they saw me. You attract what you see. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to change the brand to Black Women Lifestyle to let them know that I am for them. Because what I found also, and I've spoken at, big people's events, big name people and on their stages, but a lot of times you can't get any of the other audience unless someone else kind of makes you okay to purchase from, or you get under third-party confirmation. And I was like, I don't have to do this. I don't need their money. You know what I'm saying? I can do, there's enough Black people in the world where I don't have to go out and do this to get validation. Oh, it's okay to buy from her because this person says so. It's like, no. So I realized who my audience was. And so I rebranded to Black Women Lifestyle. And the reason why I did it is because the 3 pillars that were a part of Superwoman Lifestyle were business, beauty, and balance. And I focused hardcore on the business because most of my mentors were men, and they go so hard all the time. When I was working with women, they had all these other issues and things going on. So I was like, okay, let me soften myself a little bit. Let me soften down a little bit and focus more on the beauty portion of the brand. And that's how the cosmetic line started. And I thought that was just going to be to my audience of people who came to see me. But then that blew up. I got my friend Shantae Moore, the singer, to be the face of it. And that kind of blew up or whatever. And then I was just like, you know what? I just want to make everything about Black women. And I want to incorporate health and wellness as well, because from women coming in all the time and seeing me, they were always like, well, what do you do for fitness? What do you eat? What do you? I was like, why is somebody asking me what I eat? What? So I realized that people were interested in the healthy lifestyle that I was living as well. So I kind of shifted the brand a little bit, created the Black Women Lifestyle, which is a supplement company that was designed specifically for Black women. The products like Melanin D is my own protein shake that's infused with high levels of vitamin D, because if you go into any of the stores, the vitamin stores or whatever, you'll see that doesn't have the vitamin D sufficient for Black people because we're inherently deficient in it. And so I wanted to create something that addressed our nutritional needs specifically. And so I also wanted a lifestyle brand, merchandise, the health and wellness piece to it. I rebranded the SWL collection to Black Women Lifestyle Cosmetics, the whole 9 yards, to put everything under one umbrella, because as a coach, I always tell my clients, you can't have this over here, and try to slap it all together. So I wanted the brand to kind of be uniform. So that's kind of how I came up with Black Women Lifestyle.
That is awesome. Woo! Okay. All right. I'm gonna take a quick break here, guys. If one thing I do understand is you have a message, you want to share your message. The message needs to be shared because someone else out there doesn't understand how to get through the struggle that you're getting through. What I've seen is the best way and the quickest way for you to become an authority is to write a book. So if you'd like to know the quickest way for you to get your book out there, all I need you to do is just text EXPERT to 301-549-6942. That's 301-549-6942. Text EXPERT. We'll show you step by step how you can get your book on the shelves so your friends, your family, your market can begin to see you as the expert. Let's jump back into it. So now, Vicki, you were telling us about, and please share with me, why do, and I asked you this question. You remember the question I just asked you? Why?
I've been drinking.
Okay. I've been drinking.
So no, I don't remember the question.
Okay. Why is it that Black people have a low? Because I'm a military veteran, and every time I go to the VA, they do the blood analysis every year. They do the blood analysis, and the one thing that my doctors end up telling me is, Frankie, your vitamin D level is low. Why is it that most African Americans struggle with that issue of vitamin D? And I know you touched on it but I want you to kind of dig deeper down into it. Why is it that we struggle? My wife, you take the vitamin D. Even my kids have to begin to take vitamin D. Why is it that we struggle so much with the vitamin D, and what is the best way to address that?
Yeah, it's because of the pigment in our skin, the melanin in our skin. So we don't absorb like the sun the way like Caucasian people do.
okay.
So that's what it is. It's like it also helps us as we age. We know that as well. But it prevents us from absorbing the sun. So we don't, people walking around every day, other races walking around every day, they're getting their vitamin D is coming into the skin. It can permeate their skin. But because of the pigment and melanin in our skin, it's very hard for us to absorb it. Which is why that when you go to the doctor, just like you said, my mom who's 90, same thing with her. My girlfriend called me, she's like, oh my God, everyone's vitamin D is low because they don't even know this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why, and that's why I kind of wanted to focus the supplement brand and have it infused with high levels of vitamin D that would, fit the needs of Black women as they're taking their protein shakes. Because when I did the research and I went and looked at the stores, the vitamin store, GNC or what have you, and I looked at all the different brands out there, they barely have any vitamin D in them at all. They're not addressing that because they're not even thinking about it. It's not important
To the
right,
mainstream.
Right.
Okay.
So
It's not.
yeah.
But vitamin D.
It affects your mood. It affects so many things. And if you ever have anyone who's like taking vitamin D afterwards, they realize like they kind of like raise up a little bit. There's so many
I didn't
benefits
know
to
it
it.
affected mood.
Yeah. You remember when COVID was out, they were telling people like
Increase your vitamin D.
vitamin D as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can cause depression if
Yeah.
you don't have enough.
Yeah.
You don't
You don't have enough. You
I
find
know
yourself
for me,
depressed.
my joints start to ache really
Yes.
bad
Yes.
if I don't. And I haven't been. I get my physical tomorrow. She took me off of it because my levels were steady where they were supposed to be, and I'm curious to see how they are now because I haven't taken any in a year.
Oh, they probably went back down.
Yeah,
I don't even know why they would take you off.
I don't know.
I mean, what's going to happen all of a sudden?
And she does that.
Yeah.
She does that period. I've been going to the same doctor for, 20 years. Wisdom, 20 years. And off and on, she'll take me off and she'll put me back on. So I don't know, but I'm going to tell her this time, don't take me off.
Yeah, it's not going to go away. That issue's not going to go away for us. We have to have those levels of vitamin D.
Maybe I need to get mine because I was supposed to take it years ago and I never did.
You know what? I had to ask the doctor to give the kids the blood test for the vitamin D deficiency. And when I did, they were both deficient. And I'm like, why don't they have them take this?
So most parents should
that's
probably
not-
ask for it.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's not part of their blood test with
No.
their blood work?
No.
When they're
I
not.
specifically, I
Oh,
looked
wow.
for it and it wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
So I took them back and she went and she had me take them to the lab to take it and they were both deficient.
It's also why too. I don't know if your doctor is Black or not.
Mine is. Well,
Okay.
yeah, they are.
A lot of people aren't going to get that advice from doctors who aren't African American as well, because it's just not on their radar. Doctors, it's a business too. Medical's a business too. First of all, we need to educate ourselves, but also having a doctor who understands the issues that we have as a race is very important as well.
Right.
I had that the other day, and she was, I forgot what she is, and she brought that up. And she said, a lot of people don't tell African Americans
Yeah.
this, but you do need X, Y, and Z.
Absolutely.
And she said, even I need it.
Yeah, it's important.
And what are some of the other products you have? I know
So I have the protein shake, I have greens, I have breads, I have a sleep supplement. Yeah,
you
those
said
are-
reds.
Yeah,
Like
you get
beets?
like your beets.
Oh, okay,
It's a
okay,
powder that you
okay.
put in to get your reds and your beets.
Okay, because I deal with the, I think it's AIM company. I take the Barley Life. They have beets, they have carrots. They have this trio. I've been on that for, I don't know, 20, 30 years now.
Are you taking collagen at all?
No, I need to
Collagen
get
as
into
well,
that.
Melanin collagen.
Okay.
You see my nails?
What does
I don't get my
collagen
nails
do?
done. It's for hair, nails,
I
your
wanna
joints.
do it. Yeah,
your
yeah.
joints, your joints and bones as you age.
Is it going to help me? My
Your
collagen?
skin.
Can I help my bald
It
head?
might. It might have some help
I want to
there.
get some.
But all of that's important because, as we age, we lose collagen. You see things start sagging or whatever.
Right,
So all of
right.
that, taking the collagen helps with all that. But just like I'm saying, like the nails, like I've never got my nails done, but I also know they've never grown like this. They break it, they grow right back. My nails from the collagen.
I was
Yeah.
looking for a collagen supplement.
It's called
Yeah, I
Melanin
am
Collagen
too. Okay.
because it's for us. So
Okay.
make sure
I'm
you guys
gonna,
get
yeah,
that.
I'm gonna get that.
So
Yeah.
make sure y'all order through our link. The link will be attached to this video. Order all your supplements. I'm playing a little bit.
No, get it.
Yeah. But do you offer an affiliate,
queen.
an affiliate program with
Not
that?
right now, but we're gonna have one for sure.
I'm going to be 00001. I'm going to be number
Number
one.
one affiliate.
Number
Here
one
we go.
affiliate
Let's go.
right now.
Yeah.
And every time y'all see this video, make sure you click that link to find out. Look, we selling now.
Hey, that's what we do.
What do they want? What do they need to order when they click that link? The collagen.
Melanin Collagen,
Melanin.
the Melanin D protein shake,
Vitamin
get your greens,
D.
get your reds, your natural
I
sleep
need the protein
supplement.
shake and the collagen.
Yes.
Protein shake, the collagen.
And we have bundles as well. We don't
Okay.
just, some of them are bundled together. You can buy these products, by themselves, but we also have bundles as well. on the
Get the
website.
bundle.
I
You
need
probably
the
need the bundle.
Yeah. You'll see a big difference after about 4 to 6 weeks.
My
You'll
head
see a
falls
difference,
out
4 to 6
constantly.
weeks.
Oh wow. Does it come back? Does it take a while to come back, or how does it go?
I don't know, it's been shedding for years.
Okay. You can help with that. What helps with the hair?
The collagen.
The collagen helps with the hair also.
I mean,
Collagen for sure, yeah.
Oh,
I'll
awesome.
pay for that tonight.
Well, hello, Mr. Wisdom.
Hey, all right.
Wisdom.
Yeah. All right. So let's get back. All right. So now, when I obviously what I do is when I'm helping my clients to write their first book,
Oh, okay.
I take them and I try to have them set up a story. And the story is where you were, kind of what we're doing now. This is the story for where you were, the struggle you went through, how you came through it. But here's one of our questions that I want to get through whenever we're doing the book. Also, if you did not, had you ever taken consideration if you did not make that change that day, what your life might look like, and if you did, what do you believe your life might have looked like if you didn't make that decision?
So clarify a little bit for me what you're asking. You're talking about like a time that I went through?
You went through the struggle and you decided you wanted to become an entrepreneur.
Oh, gotcha. Mhm.
And you saw the vision
Mhm.
of what it would look like
Yeah,
when you make this change to become an entrepreneur.
yeah.
Had you seen the picture of what it might look like if you had not jumped the fence?
Mhm.
And if you did, what did that look like?
Oh my
If you
gosh.
stayed in the human
Yeah,
resources?
you want to know what stands out to me when I was still working 9 to 5? It was the sound of that alarm clock going off,
In the morning.
especially in the wintertime when it was dark outside and you had to get up, right? So especially living in this area, commuting in this area,
It's hard.
the traffic's horrible. It's cold outside, whatever the thing is, and you're going to typically do something that you really don't enjoy doing. That feeling, I'll never forget that alarm clock. I was like, if I never have to hear an alarm clock go off again, you know what I mean? So it's like you travel, and by the time you get to work, you've already been up like 4 hours, and you're just getting started, right? And so I was like, this has to be a better way. Everybody's angry. Everyone's living for Friday to come. You
Right.
live for Friday to come,
On
and
the
then by
way to work too.
right.
Yeah.
The road rage, you're on the way to work, and then when Sunday
on the way
comes, your
home.
stomach starts to churn again because you know Monday's coming up again.
Right.
So Monday is hanging, on Sunday, Monday's hanging over everyone's head. And I'm like, this can't be any way to live. And I wanted to figure out how I could make all that dynamic go away. So that was it for me.
Oh.
And then the key is seeing other people who've made the transition and doing it. You see the possibilities of what can happen. And as long as you understand that if they did it, I can do it too. If I do the right things. With that, that's kind of what pushed me forward. I'm like, well, they're no smarter than me or whatever. They just had the will and the gumption to go out there and do it. That's all that separates people. There's a bunch of people still working their 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with working 9 to 5. I don't mean anything by that.
It just
But for the
depends
people,
on the
it depends
personality of the
on
person.
and what you really
They
want
put
to do.
their mind
If
to
you're
it, they
miserable,
can do it too.
like if you have to work too many years to be miserable,
Right.
and then we're also stuck there a lot of times because you have the upbringing of your parents and society telling you once you get a good job to just stay there.
Right.
Stay there till you die, get your social security, get your pension or whatever. And so you're afraid. So true story, even when I started making money, I was making more in a month than I was making in my salary But because of that upbringing and the thought of leaving and becoming a full-time entrepreneur was hanging over my head, I stayed there until my boss, who was my ex-boss and still one of my best friends to this day, was like, Vicky, you don't think I hear your radio ads all over the radio? Like, everyone's talking about you. He's like, when you gonna quit? I was like, I can leave this desk. He was like, yes, you making more money? I'm like, yes. And that's kind of what put me out there. But I know that those chains kind of keep people there. So.
But I want you to share with, and I think we were talking about this, we kind of touched on this the other week, the reality of, because on the front end, people hear the big numbers, the huge numbers on the monthly income, basically compared to the yearly income. Can you share with us, because all of that money is not your money. Some of the tax man money, some of it has to go back into marketing.
Oh yeah.
What percentage do you believe that you throw back into your marketing?
A huge percentage. A huge percentage back into the marketing. Keep them clients coming. I mean, it's all about continually being able to get new clients, not only get new clients, but get your existing clients to re-up with you. If you're in a business where you have multiple products or services or different tiers or levels of service, because half the hurdle of marketing, a lot of your marketing budget goes to trying to get someone to know, like, and trust you, right? Because they don't know who you are. So you got to spend money to show them certain things, whether it's through Facebook advertising. You're spending money to, like, prove yourself, show this, show that, and the other. It's like dating. You know, someone's taking you out on a date for the first time. They're going to take you to all the nice restaurants and show you X, Y, Z to try to get you to know, like, and trust them, right? So you have to spend money.
That's what she did.
Yeah.
Gabby, can you cut
She's
her
like,
microphone down?
that did not happen. But you have to put the money into nurturing your new clients. It costs way more money to get a new client than it does to get more money from existing clients. So a lot of people neglect their one-time clients. If you have a business where you can build in additional products and services that you can offer existing clients, and you're not doing that, you're missing out on a huge income stream. Because once you've given them a positive result, they want more from you. They already trust you, they already know you, they already like you, you've already made them money, whatever the benefit was of them working with you, they've already gotten that. So when you offer them something else, it's a no-brainer for them to say yes. So work on the existing clients. Don't just think it's one and done, because they're much easier to continue to pay you over time than it is for new clients. So you got to work both of those ends. My point is, you got to work both at the same time.
To build up, and I heard you use the word, I think I heard you use the word community. How did you go about building up your community to kind of know, and obviously repetition brings people to know, like, and trust you. I'm just a side note. Last month we had over 1 million views. Well, almost 1 million.
No, that's awesome.
So
We're growing.
Yes.
So it's a
Glowing and growing.
So how do you continually have them to know? Is it just the repetitiveness of it? Is it that for lack of it's an upsell. It's a continuation. It's a continuation of product from. So for instance, if when you purchase your and I'm gonna probably be hard on this vitamin D, because that's I'm personally invested in that. So when you get your vitamin D shake, the next thing that they would do would be to what would I do to have them try something else?
Right.
Well, let me ask.
Sure.
Do you have products for men, or can men use these products?
Men can use the products as well.
Okay.
I just specifically market to black women.
But you're okay. You good. You can use it, because I
Yes.
don't want you growing any.
She's like, hold up.
Yeah.
You gonna be taking the black women lifestyle, huh? I need to make sure.
Someone else out there, like, can I use your nails? We going on the go.
That's funny. But yeah, to answer your question, it's like the Melanin D protein shake is gonna be like my signature product. I'm not trying to market all the products that I have out there, because that costs a lot of money to market a whole bunch of different products.
Right.
So you find the one product that universally will bring people into your funnel. If they love it and try it, and they're really loving it and they're liking it, the natural inclination is to say, well, what else does Black Women Lifestyle offer? And that's how you sell the other products. But when it comes to spending money on putting your products out there, you want to find your one signature product that you're going to put your budget towards, put that out there, get your great reviews on it, make people love you, bring them back to the site,
Mhm.
but don't try to push everything at once. And that's kind of how you do it.
So how did you find the right blend, or what you felt was good for yourself and Black
Yeah,
women?
like, so the vitamin D was important, but also the taste of the shake.
Uh-huh.
Some flavors didn't taste as good as others. I just have chocolate right now because that tastes the best. The vanilla's kind of like, Some people like vanilla, but for the most part, I found the chocolate was like the winning product as far as that goes. So it's like trial and error to get everything tasting the right way. Using the right sweeteners, like monk fruit is in it, not like the sugar, same way with the
Okay.
sugar and stuff that they put in protein shake, using like natural sugars for fruits like monk fruit and stuff like that.
I was looking at YouTube this morning, commercial, Dr. Somebody. And anyway, he was talking about protein and getting protein in your diet and
Yes.
the wrong protein or the right protein, and how that can also help you maintain your weight and things like that. So my question was, I couldn't sit there for 44 minutes listening to his commercial. I'm like, dang, well, how much protein do I need? How should I get this protein? Because I tend to, I do the intermittent fasting. I try anyway. So I don't eat until a certain time, but I'm like, okay, I know I need, and I don't eat a lot of protein, or, as he was saying, certain nuts you should stay away from, and legumes, and this and that and the other, because they have medicine or something in it that's bad for you. So I'm like, when do you take these protein shakes, or how many do you take? Do you take one every day? Do you take it in the morning? How does that?
So when I was taking protein shakes, I would supplement it for a
A
meal.
meal? Is that what you do?
That's what I did, because if you don't, it can be a little tricky. Like,
Yeah, and it
That's
depends on where you're at, like in your fitness journey. If you're trying to build muscle or if you're trying to lose weight, you have to adjust it according to what your particular fitness goals are.
Okay.
So for me right now, I take like 2 protein shakes a day. So I'll have breakfast, I'll do a protein shake, then I'll do lunch, and then I do dinner and another protein shake. And that's all I do. And that works for my body.
Right.
Right? And you have to find what works for your body. But heavy on the protein, because as we're aging and we're going to lose muscle. And so protein helps to build muscle, especially when you're in the gym. So you want to go heavy on the protein, make sure you always have your vegetables, and you still want, carbs, but good carbs and not a whole bunch of carbs.
what's good carbs?
Sweet potatoes, brown rice, you heard of Ezekiel bread? Ezekiel bread, those are my staples for good carbs.
So you work out every day though?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my.
Where you work out at?
I go between Planet Fitness and LA Fitness. Sometimes I need to change environment. I can't do that purple equipment all the time.
Right.
Yeah, it's just good to be alive. But you learn to tweak for your own body. You learn how much cardio to do for your own body. You learn your own body and you experiment with things, just like the marketing you said. When something's not working, tweak it and switch it till you find the right formula for you.
I love it. Ladies.
What?
No, go
You want
ahead.
me to think of another question?
Go ahead.
But you stole my thunder.
So what's the question?
I don't remember.
No.
I don't. You didn't have. I'm like, okay.
So what
wanna ask
product
this
do we have
question.
for the brand, for the members?
Yeah.
For the memory,
Yeah.
I don't have anything for the memory right now.
But
But the vitamin D and stuff, all that stuff helps with the memory
It
stuff.
does.
It does. All
It
that.
does. And I think that's why I've been short circuiting. And I can't wait to go get my physical tomorrow so I can tell her, give me back my vitamin D.
Yeah, I don't know why. If you got your
But they
little
sell it over the counter
it
too,
would
right?
just fall
Mine,
off
I
like
was
that.
taking that over the counter stuff.
That's why
It's like the 5,000 EU or something that I have to take once a week. That's what I take. I would take a pill once a week, and then I have to re-up. And that was keeping me steady. So I don't know. I'll see tomorrow. But
And how long have you said you've been off of it?
a year.
Now, have you noticed any changes or any differences?
My joints hurt.
Yeah. See, I don't know why.
I'm
I would
not
take it off.
suffering.
Like you're all of a sudden gonna start producing or getting vitamin D
Right.
like on your own. You're just not.
I don't know. I wasn't an outdoorsy person, but when my mother moved in with her dog, I'd take the dog out every morning and walk the dog. Lately, he's been like, I don't want to be out here, but 10 minutes. And we used to go for 30-minute walks and things like that. And I said, well, maybe that's, I'm getting a lot of sun. Plus, we're in the house we moved into, the sun hits my room first.
Okay.
So every morning I would get bombarded with all this sun. I'm like, maybe that's why she took me off, because I'm good because I'm getting the sun. So I want to see
Yeah.
when I go back tomorrow and get my blood work
Yeah.
done, if something has changed or
something
it's
changed. Yeah.
super low.
Yeah.
But I would never go out in the wintertime. It would be like, jump in the car, jump
Yeah.
out. But the dog got me putting on my snowsuit, my boots and my hat and everything,
Yeah.
walking him up and down. I said, okay, I'm going to get my exercise. And I'm now used to the cold weather, but the sun is still out.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe that had something to do with it.
Okay.
Don't get used to the cold weather, because I love when you say, girl, we not coming in here when it's cold outside. I don't like working in the winter for that very reason.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hate
Working, you mean leaving the house?
leaving the house. Yeah.
But even the weather affects your mood. You know what I mean?
It does for
You
me.
find yourself happier in the summertime, the nice weather is out, versus those cold days when like it gets dark early. You wake up and it's dark. Oh,
They had that. What is that? Seasonal depression.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to suffer
Very
from
real
that
thing. It's a
from
very
a
real
child.
thing.
And I think in the last couple of years, because the sun is coming to our room now, and I'm out with this dog that I have to walk, things have changed. I wasn't feeling as depressed this winter. So I was a child that's like, ball humbug. I don't care about Christmas. It doesn't make a difference. My birthday. But now, I felt different in the last couple of years about the wintertime. So I really believe in that season. I mean, I used to cry all winter when I was a child. It was just, it was terrible.
I like the winter.
Yeah, it will definitely affect your whole mood.
I'm the one that would sit in the middle. They can have, everybody can be under the tent. And it could be 100 degrees outside, and I'm gonna be that only person sitting out there just going like this. Soaking up the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, you just made something think of something. Do you meditate?
No.
Okay. So
Do
how-
you?
oh God, yes.
Can you do this for me?
I don't do the hum.
Do you sit in there and say,
No, watch this.
Put your fingers like this.
I put my fingers like this because I sit on the bench. But Maria has helped me to get my hips, because I was so stiff. So she taught me to exercise to put my legs up and do the I guess sit Indian style.
It's not Indian style. It's just like, how men cross their
They cross
legs
their legs when they
Yeah.
sit.
like
Yeah.
this,
So she
and
told me
women
that.
cross their legs like
Right,
that.
right.
You just
So-
put your leg over.
Yeah, and when I sit to do that, I'll literally put my leg up and I'll sit there. I listen to Abraham Hicks. I listen to a lot of Abraham Hicks. It centers me, and or sometimes I just like to sit in our room where we have a sunlight that comes through, and I'll just look up at the sky, and I'll breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, and it centers me.
Okay, what does it mean to be centered?
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Ooh.
Because people be using these words, we all be like, yes.
So
Y'all are like,
what does
that doesn't mean to be
Yes. It allows me to experience myself. So now, and I think I was telling Maria this the other day, I know consciously that my family loves me, my wife loves me. I know that consciously, but when I slow myself down, slow my breathing down, and I get to a certain state, I experience the love. I
Okay.
experience that feeling, even though consciously I know it,
Right.
that when I go into that meditative state, the conscious realm dissipates, and that subconscious realm elevates and allows me to experience the logical things that I know that I'm going through.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know if that makes any sense.
No,
to you.
it does.
But
It does. I mean, like you talking like that, like years ago, I'd be like, oh my god. Right? But now, as you get older, whatever, that's why I asked you, for clarification, what does that exactly mean? Because you have to sit in things sometimes, and when you're moving all the time, Like you say, like you know your family loves you, whatever. You know you're thankful for the things you have, but you never take a moment to actually
Yes.
Embrace
to
those
feel it or
things.
embrace
Yes.
those things and celebrate
Yes.
the gratitude and all that stuff. So yeah,
Maybe it's the gratitude.
it's gratitude.
It's the gratitude.
Gratitude.
I get to experience the gratitude
Gratitude.
of my life.
And focus only on that.
On that, right?
Yes.
That, oh my God.
That part.
I love
yes.
that feeling. Yes.
Is it? I know when I meditate.
I'm
Yes, I'm like, yes.
When I meditate too, I meditate, but I don't do it in the same way that he does it. For me, it's relaxing myself all the way down where I don't feel anything, and my brain is the only thing that's functioning. Like I don't feel legs, feet, arms, back, none of that.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and then I start to that's how I found my glasses. I lost my glasses yesterday and went to the eye doctor. Didn't have the glasses. Anyway, that's another story.
I can't
But-
find mine.
You need to
Meditate.
I'm gonna tell
You need to meditate.
So,
When you open your eyes, you don't have to put that in there. When you open your eyes, the glasses gonna be right there.
I
I'm gonna open my eyes and I'm gonna say they were the whole time.
Hold on. Let me finish on
So
Go
my
ahead, baby. Tell the story, girl.
is for me to process things that are happening in my life currently and what happened yesterday. Frank had said something to me. We were talking about something about the future and the past and going in the past to work on your future. Remember we were having this conversation? Anyway, so I said, okay, when I relax myself all the way down, I can start seeing everything that happened yesterday, and I start retracing my steps, and it's very enlightening to me because it helps me to correct my mistakes that I made yesterday. Find things like these glasses. I got up this morning after doing that meditation, went outside, walked around the pool, and found my glasses. They were in the grass.
Wow.
Because what I did, I traced my steps. Every single thing that I did yesterday, I remembered. But you can only do that if you are completely relaxed. You can't be scratching. And
Right.
You just have to be like a zombie.
And how long do you meditate for?
About 20 minutes.
Okay.
I get up every morning. You don't know because you're still sleeping after that snoring. But anyway. That's another
You had something
story.
for snoring?
Well,
Look, we gonna change the word. We gonna change for snoring. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
but so it takes me about 20 minutes, and I'll just go through my whole day or yesterday, or if I'm having a problem or I'm trying to figure out something at work, that's what I do. Unfortunately, I really think about the family because I know they love me. I'm the mama.
Everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
You're feeling all the love all the
Yes,
time.
I get it. Don't you? Anyway, but that's what I do. I retrace steps, and especially if I'm trying to figure out something, how to get something done at work, I'll just go into like a zombie mode.
That's cool. I like that.
You
I never
know,
did that.
We're gonna have
I
to
just be like, I need to get my shit together.
Right. We're gonna have to try that.
I need to do this.
but
So I won't be doing that.
We're gonna have y'all come over. We're gonna sit in the hot tub.
It's not me.
But there's this meditation.
Let me drink about 5 of these first.
I used to listen to a couple years ago. If there's these, you can listen to this music and it'll take you. They'll set a scene for you. I think it was in Situation or something like that. Anyway, they set the scene for you, and they'll tell you, imagine this, and you're running through a city or whatever, the cows, the pigs, whatever it is. And I'll start thinking about those things, and they'll tell you to breathe, and they get your rhythm going with your breathing. And then I just go wherever the sound is taking me, I just go with it. And I can see one time, I know this is crazy, you guys, I'm gonna cut it right here. I was listening to one of the songs or the music that they were playing, and they also do those, what are those things where they ding?
Oh yeah.
What's
Like
it
Tina
called?
Turner used to do.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
kind of
they
things.
do that. They incorporate that into the music and the sounds.
I know.
But when they set the scene, I can imagine myself one time I thought I was like in like India or Indonesia,
Oh,
and you're walking through this one of those like, you know how they see it on TV where they have the food set up and you can buy the clothes and all of that.
Yeah.
I was moving through there.
Like markets.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
the
what
little
I'm thinking.
markets. It was wild. It was
So
wild.
let me ask. Okay, so that's like when you're meditating, right? So you don't do that when you're just not meditating? Because my mind is always
Racist.
somewhere, just always,
So,
always.
I'm glad because you guys asked me this a little earlier, and this is what I was literally. That's one glad you asked me. Literally thinking about this last night.
Mm-hmm.
This is my point of view from it. I believe that when we are in our conscious mind,
Mm-hmm.
we are not totally trusting because we are always looking around on what is the next thing that may attack us. We're always consciously aware of this may come at us, this may come at us, this may. And when we lower that threshold of consciousness, we begin to elevate and trust. Because in order to become that relaxed,
Yeah.
you have to have total trust
Yeah.
in where you are and what's happening around you. And I was meditating last night, and I said what made me feel that way is I have total trust in my atmosphere. I have total trust in my surroundings. I have total, and I remember I was telling you about, and I believe this is my personal opinion. I believe that I started experiencing that, and by me experiencing that total trust, brought me to a place where I was able to just relax totally. That was
And I think that's very necessary for everyone.
Yeah.
You have so many different things going on, and you're worried about so many different things, physically and mentally, that you have to find a place where you can just let go
Yeah.
and relax. And whatever your let go is and relax, you know, some people think of, you know, religiously about it, and they, you know, that bond with God. Some people, like myself, you know, I got to, I try to fish out and weed out and throw out the bad and keep the good and
Yeah.
make myself feel good. I can feel myself smiling because I feel, you know, so happy, and I have to do that because, like I said, in the wintertime, I get this seasonal depression.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
you know. But I think I've learned how to overcome that by the meditation.
I love that.
Yeah, and the exercise. I gotta exercise every day. And
we before we land this plane, guys. Before we
are
land
we
this
doing
plane,
another commercial?
no, we're not gonna do another commercial. I'm going over here. I'm gonna get these 60 seconds of fire. And while I get the 60 seconds of fire, you let people know how can they get in contact with your socials,
Yeah.
everything.
Okay.
Let them know.
Okay.
And I'm gonna jump over here. I'll be right back, guys.
It's at Vicky Irving across all platforms: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. The website, the supplements is blackwomanlifestyle.com. So you can catch me all of those places.
All right, I'm back. See, I told you I'm gonna be that long.
I'm ready to get my collagen. Me too. Gotta add one more
You can be
supplement
number
so
two.
do-
I am number
and my
one.
protein
I don't
shake.
take anything.
I'm affiliate 1. You can be affiliate 2.
I don't need to put
Yeah.
nothing on my skin now.
Do you have skincare?
I have a coffee scrub. It's
Coffee
exfoliating
scrub.
coffee scrub.
Okay.
That's a skincare product that I have under Black Woman Lifestyle right now.
I used to make my own with the olive oil.
Your skin is beautiful.
Thank you. Olive oil, coffee,
Mm-hmm.
and some brown sugar. I put in
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
And then I mix it up.
Yeah, our coffee scrub.
That
is
stuff
coconut.
feels. Oh my
Yeah. Yeah, you can feel the difference after you
Yeah.
do exfoliation like that. You can
I
feel
just
the
didn't.
difference.
I hated the way my shower looked afterwards.
Yeah. That's a little crazy, but the result is, yeah, I get you.
What is
with
it?
that.
Coffee scrub.
Coffee scrub.
It smells really good. I don't drink coffee, but I like the way it smells, and it really makes you feel good.
Yeah.
And it also gives you.
One of those scrubs that's very
Yeah.
good.
I get an orange scrub with the fruit.
Oh, okay.
But it gives me like a little bit of an exhilaration.
Yeah, like
because
rejuvenating. It's
Yeah.
rejuvenating, yeah.
And it helps with cellulite.
Well, maybe I should get something
It
done.
does,
Because
it does.
I've never put anything on my skin other than hot water.
Wow.
Well, a little lotion sometimes.
Yeah, you need something.
And I heard
So how do
opposite
you moisturize it?
from a doctor. I did. They said that certain things is just not good for your skin, and I'm like, that didn't make
There's a
sense.
lot of good stuff too.
Yeah, but they said because you don't want to take the oils out of your skin. But I'm like, you gotta put something. I
You
never
gotta
put
moisturize.
anything. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're going 60 seconds of fire, and it's just rapid fire. I'm just going to throw some questions at you. First thing that comes to mind: one word, one sentence, one paragraph.
Okay.
If you ramble, it doesn't matter. Okay. What do you believe your biggest but in life is? Meaning, I think I may have been here, but I didn't do this or any whatever. But what is your biggest but?
My biggest but is not moving fast enough
Mm-hmm.
on the things that I wanted to do. Overthinking, second guessing, that's my biggest but.
Overthinking, second guessing.
Cutting the traffic out sooner.
Yes, that part, that alarm clock.
If you could change one thing about your journey, this might be the same thing. If you could change one thing about your journey, what would it be and why?
Nothing. Nothing. Even though I've had some really, really bad moments, I've had ups and downs like everybody else. One of the things I'm really good at is learning from my bumps in the road
Yeah.
and improving upon them. And had I not had them, they may have hit me at a time I wasn't prepared to deal with it. So I'm happy to have learned the lessons to be able to switch gears and navigate and move in different directions when things don't go exactly the way I thought they were going to go in my head.
Yeah.
So I appreciate all the journey. I wouldn't change anything.
And we didn't even get into so this is a setup for the next time Vicky comes on. Well, we didn't even talk about the tragedy that you and your family went through. What's about 10 years ago? So we're going to get in that. So just stay tuned for that one. So we're not going to get in that one yet. We're going to let you stay tuned. Okay. We all know what assets are. That's our home, our car, our bank accounts. We all know what these assets are. What do you believe your biggest invisible asset is that no one can see?
Good question. I think my ability to read people, read situations, the energy and vibes that I feel off of people, and I know how to move in different circles and act and conduct myself according to what I'm receiving from other people's vibes.
Yes. I'm like that
That's
too.
a superpower right there. I mean, like,
Superpower.
okay, I know how to deal with this
Yes.
person. Yeah, be the chameleon.
Right. So put this in order for yourself. What's most important to you? Financial security, love. I hate to put it this way, but revenge. I'm going to show you, or having a strong impact on the future.
Love, having an impact on the future, financial security, and revenge.
And then I'm going to show you. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Because
right.
I am a revenge. I ain't even gonna lie. I do love some revenge.
That's right.
Oh, I can't do it.
You gotta get them back.
Oh.
You gotta get your lick back.
I'm here.
You gotta lick back.
Here.
You trying to tell me that this ain't going to be done?
Are you trying to blame me? You
said I wasn't gonna do it.
The best part of it is they don't even know what's happening.
Exactly. I don't even know what's going
That part.
on. I be working behind the scenes.
Right.
You're behind.
All right, let me take some notes.
I really need the fire extinguisher.
All right. The last one. Life is about the
Experiences. Experiences.
Ooh, can you expand on that?
I can. Like, you go through different phases of life according to your age. You experience different things. And you grow up in your 30s, you look back and say, why did I do that in my 20s? You get to 40, you say, why did I do that in my 30s? And now that I'm in my 50s, I'm like, what the hell was I doing my whole life? Right? But it's about experiences. You look up and you get a certain age and you want to have lived and experienced different things. You don't want to stay in your comfort zone. You don't want to stay under one umbrella. You don't want to stay in one state. You want to experience as many things as you can, as many people as you can, as many countries as you can, as many cities as you can. You want to experience all types of things that you never thought that you would even like. Push yourself to try different stuff. And you have stories to tell to your grandkids forever about your experience.
So now you just made me add one question to my list. Where is the best place that you have experienced that you can bring to your mind? Where's the best place that you've been that you've had the best experience?
Probably one of the best experiences I've had was in Saint-Tropez, France.
What made that experience?
Oh, just to look at the culture, how different people conduct themselves, to look how different races, how they travel, what they do when they travel, just watching the whole dynamics that I'm not used to, seeing how things go down. I mean, it was just like a whole different world, but it was very, very interesting.
Okay. All right.
It was good. It was good.
So you have a book now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is your book?
Oh, I have the Brand Building Blueprint, the Superwoman Lifestyle Blueprint, and the Secret Diary of a Superwoman. And they're all on Amazon. Secret Diary of a Superwoman.
Of a Superwoman. All right. And the next book is going to be?
I have no idea.
We're going to write that one
But it's
together.
going to have something to do with Black women
Yes,
lifestyle.
watch
Meditation, probably.
All right, guys. This is your partner, Frankie P.
Tracy P.
Maria P.
And we love that Vicky
Yes.
stopped by to bless us with just
Yes.
some of the time.
Thank you,
Give her a hand.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
We're going to get out of here. This is part of Frankie P. Remember, you change your perspective, you change your life. When you change your perspective, you change your life. When you change your perspective, Black women lifestyle. Vitamin D. Affiliate 0001. Remember,
Yes.
you're going to change your life. Peace.